All right, guys, Joe McDonough back here with CageSidePress.com. I'm joined by Mr. Hercules himself, 5-0, Mr. Dalton Rosta. Big win over the weekend on Friday night. Dalton, how does 5-0 feel?
Feels great, man. Feels like I'm one more fight closer to 6 now.
Exactly. And we'll get onto that in a minute. But I want to talk a little bit about Friday night. Going into this fight, a lot of people like myself knew you were much more than a wrestler, but the name tag you carried was a great wrestler. You went in there and outboxed a boxer. I mean, it's something that a lot of people knew you could do. It's something you knew you could do, but talk to us about it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people before the fight were asking me, how much do you think your wrestling's going to play a part in this fight, and what's your game plan against a 10-1 professional boxer who has knockout power, who knocked out world-class kickboxer Joe Schilling, and not taking anything away from Tony Johnson. He did great things. He has a great resume. He's 9-2. He was 9-2. He's 9-3 now. 10-1 is pro boxer, 22 pro fights, and beat plenty of great names. But all up against my little measly 4-0, So, and apparently just a wrestler. But I went in there, showed that I could outbox him, and even John McCarthy was on, or not John McCarthy, Josh Thompson was on the Weighing In podcast with John McCarthy, and he was saying, John McCarthy was like, well, Dalton Rosta was a Golden Glove boxer, and he stopped him right there. He's like, let me stop you right there, and started mocking. He could be a Golden Glove, whatever. If he chooses to stand with Tony Johnson, he's going to be in trouble. He's going to get knocked out. It's like, well, here I am, still conscious. Yep. Here I am with another win under my belt, and here I am without striking a professional boxer, 10-1, 22 pro fights total, and against somebody who they said I had no chance against. They said I stood no chance on the feet. And here they are biting or eating their own words, So
absolutely,
hopefully
man.
people start understanding I'm a complete mixed martial artist. I'm not just a wrestler. I outstruck Ty Werder first, who's supposed to be better kickboxer than me, who is a great kickboxer, does a lot of dangerous stuff, very athletic, explosive, power, technical. Outstruck him, Then they put me up against Tony Johnson with much more experience. Outstruck him, and this is going to be a tale for a lot of my career until people are finally, you're like, they might, at this point, they might say, okay, fine, I believe it, I see it, but, it might take a little bit.
And it sounds like you enjoy proving those people wrong, and why wouldn't you? Talk to me. Is this to date, and I'm sure that every win to date feels like it, but is this the most rewarding win of your career so far?
So I would say yes, because on paper, this is definitely my toughest fight on paper. And it was definitely, I think, my toughest fight in the cage, but I did what I wanted to in there, I outboxed him. Every time he threw something, I hit him, I was out. He threw, he missed. I hit him again. He threw something, I was out, and he missed, There's a couple times that happened, and it was like reset. And then now we're back to, I jab you. You try to jab me. You miss. I jab you again. Now you come in with a right hand. I glance you with a left hook. That was the story all night. He landed probably a solid 4 or 5 shots all fight long in boxing distance. The rest of those strikes that they showed on the fight statistics at the end of the fight was these little things whenever we're up against the cage.
Yep.
All this, that it looks good. It looks good for the fight numbers at the end of the night. But we all saw, we all saw,
100%. So rankings came out today. I know after the fight you were calling for one. I'll be honest, I threw you in mine. I think you're very deserving, but not there yet. What do you say? What do you think on not getting that spot just yet?
They didn't rank me. The rankings came out. I didn't see them.
Rankings came out today, so no changes in the middleweight division.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Like I said, in mine, I'm one of the panelists. I threw you in there. I think very deserving, but apparently some of my counterparts didn't think so yet. But hey, that just means you continue to get to prove people wrong.
I mean, I called out Romero Cotton for my next fight. He's ranked 9th. So, like I said, a lot of people are going to be eating their own words if he accepts that. I doubt he accepts, because I guarantee you Tony Johnson beats the crap out of him in the gym. You know, there's a lot of people, Josh Thompson, one of them, talking about DC can't even take Tony Johnson down anymore. So, you know, Romero Cotton's not. And you see Romero Cotton fight, and he's not comfortable on his feet. He's not very good on his feet. So, you know, Tony beats him up there too. So we're talking about somebody I just like outclassed and probably whoops on Romero at practice. I called Romero out just because of the number next to his name, you know. I want in that top 10. But if he accepts that fight, which I don't think he will because he watched the fight himself, we'll see. I'll be 6-0. He'll be 5-1. And I will definitely be in the rankings after that.
Yeah. Yep. And you know, this is now, if Romero does not accept this fight, this will be the second time now where you've called out a name and gotten the no response treatment, whether it's a fear, whether, you know, whatever. How difficult is it to, you know, with being such a high level prospect, 5-0, you know, showing that you have this great boxing skills, we know how great your wrestling is, everything, to get opponents to want to get in the cage with you?
You know, up until this point, it's been a little bit tough, but Tony was the first person they offered me for this fight, and he accepted right away. That was the first time that ever happened in my entire career, you know, amateur and pro combined. So hopefully that trend keeps going, and it just gets easier from here on out. But once I'm in the middle right now. Once I get to the top, you know, there's going to be people ducking me again. You know, I think once you get to the start, you know, you're a high risk, low reward, so nobody wants to take it. And then once you get to the end of your career, everybody knows you're dangerous, and everybody, your fight they want to avoid if they can. But if they have to go through you, then they'll take the fight, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you talked to, after the fight, Rich Chow walked through your post-fight interview, and you had said, you want to fight 4 times, you want to finish your 4-fight contract out in this year and then go and re-sign. Have they talked to you at all in the sense of when you're going to be fighting next? And another question I have for you is, you know, when we spoke, when you were on the last fight of your Bellator deal previously, one of the things that you were hoping for was more activity with Bellator. Is that something that you touched on in negotiations?
You know, it might have been talked about between my manager and Rich, or my coach and Rich, but you know, I resigned with the hope that they make things right and they stick to their word on, like, fight me more often. And Rich said, stay ready. He'll fight me as much as I want to. So we talked a little bit when I seen him in the casino after, and I haven't heard from him since, but we had a couple good conversation, or we had a good conversation there. And I don't know, hopefully if I don't hear back soon about that, I'm gonna reach out to him and ask what's going on. Hopefully get in there by June, you know, June at the latest.
And so that was my next for me. So the ideal timeline is June. You know, take a little bit of a month off, get back in the camp, and then get back in here in June.
Not even a month, you know, take a week, you know, let my ankles my ankle's a little swollen from all those leg kicks I threw. But once that heals up, I'm in a little bit of an ankle brace right now, but once that heals up, I'm back to training full time, you know. And you know, I'll probably start training again at the end of the week. You know, I've been doing some lifting, riding the bike, you know, trying to stay in shape, but can't really turn my punches over, can't really twist or anything, rotate my right hand, and I definitely can't kick yet. So I'm not going to mess around with it. I got plenty of time. I'm going to let it heal and get back at it as soon as it heals.
Talk to me about American Top Team. You've talked about this a bunch, but I'm sure you can't say enough good things about them. And having a guy like Mike Brown at your disposal, you know, as a coach on a daily basis, not to even mention the training partners that you have.
Yeah, like you said, I can't say enough good things, you know. You see the fighters that come out of there, you know, just in the past week from last Friday, not my fight card, but the April 2nd, Roman Ferrota fought. He moved to 5-0 with 5 knockouts, you know. And then me and Cody fought, or actually on Wednesday, Adriano Moraes beat Demetrius Johnson, who people consider the 125 GOAT.
The greatest ever. Yeah.
Yeah, and he beat him. And he's at American Top Team, you know, that's one of my boys. And then me and Cody went and got it done. Then Mateus Gamrot fought UFC on Saturday, and next day he got it done by second round TKO. It's 5-0. Last time that I fought with ATT, me, Johnny Evelyn, Sabah, and Cody all fought. We went 4-0 on that card too. And Amanda Nunes got a win. Dustin Poirier got a huge win recently. I mean, you're starting to see how great American Top Team is, and it's every person there. Everybody comes to work. Everybody pushes each other. The coaches are the best coaches you could possibly get. Everybody there's high level. Everybody shows up. Everybody works hard. And we have a great facility and great people backing us. So, it's awesome. I'm thankful for Mike Brown. I'm thankful for Anderson. Franca, he couldn't be there. He was out with Mateus Gamrot at UFC. Mike Brown and my coach Isaac Gurley from back home was with me. They helped me out so much, and even though Anderson wasn't there, he was still there with me in spirit, and he helped me out a lot throughout the camp too.
Mm-hmm. And tell me about last one for me here. You've already said you want to fight your contract out here in 2021. By the end of 2021, I'm assuming you see yourself as what, 8-0?
Yes.
And where are you in the sense of rankings, in the sense of title shot, all of that stuff? Where do you see yourself by the end of 2021?
8-0, I should be top 5 for sure. But I mean, that's up to you guys. I know I'm not going to fight again until probably June. So, I mean, who knows with how fights go in the top 10, I could be bumped into the top 10 next week, next month, before I fight. Who knows? I mean, it's a possibility. I doubt it. I'll probably have to fight again, but who knows? And I mean, after that, I'll be 6-0. I guarantee you, I'll be 6-0 against Romero Cotton in this one for sure. I know I called a knockout in this last fight, but that was me, kind of guessing that he was going to come out desperate. He's towards the end of his career. He knows he has knockout power. He knows I have power. I'm a high risk, low reward. So I thought he was going to come out with everything on the line. He's talking a big game on social media and in his interview. So I thought he was going to come out desperate, come out hot, be throwing hard shots. And I thought whenever he started doing that, he was coming forward, being aggressive, I'd be able to catch him. But he sat back, he was scared to pull the trigger. And I know he was waiting to counter me. So I played it more of a point game, more of a technical fight. And I mean, if it went the way I envisioned it going and him being aggressive, I 100% could have caught him with overhand right. Could have caught him with something coming in, but I needed something back my way. I can't be the only one coming to the dance. And but this fight coming up with Romero Cotton, he's going to be diving in on my legs. He's going to be reaching for the leg kicks. He's not as comfortable on his feet. I'm a lot faster than he is too. I have the reach advantage on him. I have the height advantage on him. I have the power advantage on him. The strength, everything, size. This is a fight where, it might not be first round. He might be able to avoid me. There's going to be a lot of preparation and surviving the first round, second round. In hopes that I gas. But in this first, second, or third round, before it gets to the judges, I will get a knockout against him if he accepts the fight.
Yep. And Dalton, I know I look forward to that fight and whoever you're in the cage with next, hopefully by June or sooner. I thank you for the time, man, and congratulations on 5-0.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.